Our next guest is an expert in coping.
Speaking of coping, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I need to cope sometimes. She's the author of You, a Spiritual Being on a Spiritual Journey, and founder of Indira Life.
Yeah, I'm very interested to talk to our next guest. Her name is Indira Dyal-Dominguez. Yeah, I want to hear more about this, tapping into our spiritual realm there.
Yeah, sometimes I need to cope. Sometimes I feel like I want to throw things. So, maybe I need to cope things with
We need to listen carefully to our next guest. Yes.
I gotta tame the animal inside. Okay.
Well, she is now here. Welcome, Indira.
Hi. Yes, thank you. It's great to be here.
Glad to have you. Yes. So your book is entitled You, a Spiritual Being on a Spiritual Journey. Tell us more about the book.
Well, the book speaks to that there is this part of you called your mind, and that when the only place you live your life from is your mind, it actually limits the results you can have. And that so the book speaks to that this other part of you that's called yourself. Now, let me just say a little bit about that, because this is just fall out of the sky. I actually had this experience that life was really, like there was something missing. Like everything checked off in my life, but then there was still something missing. Like, what is that? Like, who am I and why am I here? And I find that a lot of us are really like searching for that why. It is the why. Yes. So I had this career, I had the success, I had friends, I had everything. And it was then that I actually experienced it wasn't out there. I did all the books, I did all the tapes, I read everything.
Eat, pray, love.
Eat, pray, love. I went to the ashram, I did it all. Let me tell you, I really did it all. And then I actually said, you know what, it's not out there. And in that moment, I tapped into that the voice we listen to all the time is really our mind. And that's great, but it's not who we are. And who we are is this self. And when we can listen to ourselves, connect to it, and get those answers, we get the results that we want in our life.
Is that equivalent to saying, listen to your heart? Is that listen to your heart, listen to yourself, what's here rather than what's here?
It's a little bit different, Lindsay.
I don't even know it's listen to your
heart. That's a song, Lindsay.
Yeah, right.
Or follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
Yes. It's a good analogy, but what is different about what I do, which is called connecting, is it's very specific. You have to stop life. You have to unplug the mind. And then you can tell what's your mind and what's yourself.
Unplugging in this environment, unless the power's
unplugging.
out. No one's
unplugging.
I was unplugged last week for an hour and a half because there was no power in Midtown Manhattan.
No, listen, were you less stressful?
No, it was great. I was reading a book by candlelight. Very romantic, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. A different experience, right?
Yeah.
Very different result. You see, I think unplugging is very different than quieting or observing. Because the mind creates stress, anxiety, fear, concern, and it limits our results because it's very logical.
So your book is what inspired your program, Indira Life.
Correct.
Tell me about that.
So Indira Life is I took 20 years of all of my working with individuals, corporations, executive CEOs, and I put it into an online program that's less than a gym membership. But what it does is in 5 minutes to 10 minutes a day, you can access yourself on demand and get answers.
On demand? I'm HBO Go suddenly?
On demand. It is.
Access yourself on demand.
Access yourself on demand. So let's say you're in a meeting and you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I mean, everybody's got something to say. I have, like, what I say don't matter. And in that moment, you can let go of your mind.
I resemble that remark sometimes.
I tagged you on that, David. Yeah. And what happens is when you can let go of the mind on a dime, the real you can show up. And so if there's something that you want to say or contribute to or express, you can be that you. That's the you we're looking for. I feel like the millennials are really searching, making money and doing all that is great, but there's something intrinsic in our life. Like, how do we have our relationships work? How do we have work and life balance without the stress and the anxiousness and the
work-life balance in New York?
Yes, in New York City.
Challenge. That's the challenge.
It's a challenge, yeah. Yeah. Can I share one thing about
Sure.
there
You
was
share
this,
whatever you'd like.
there's this executive manager in New York. So she started the program, but before she had like a team of like 2 people, and she was working from 9 in the morning to 10 at night. You know how it is now in the city. You just gotta work. I mean, that's the thing you
Well,
gotta do.
places
to
like that,
make
they
it.
give you dinner. That's how they keep you there.
And car service.
She wasn't getting dinner, David.
Car home, yeah, it makes a difference.
And she wasn't getting a car home.
Man, what job was this lady
And it
working?
was a top company, let me tell you that.
So the program helped her to make some changes.
Well, yeah.
obviously,
What
in her
happened is she
day-to-day.
actually got the answer was to ask her boss for more help. She started to feel less stress going to work every day. Rather than thinking, I need to put in my resume and get another job, she actually started to enjoy going to work, because when you do the program, you release all the stress from the mind.
So let's talk about purpose, because that's here. I can't skip over that.
Oh,
Purpose
yes.
is something a lot of us struggle with, right?
Yes.
And you hit at that a little bit, where
Yes.
we don't really know what the reason is behind all
Yes.
this stuff that happens to
why.
us.
That's right.
Yeah. Why is purpose important?
Well, purpose is important because it's intrinsic to who we are. See, if you're not your mind and you are yourself, you can never access why you're really, I mean, yes, you have a family, you have a job you like, but that you, that know there's something more, you don't have to get to it with these tools. There's not a destination, which is the biggest shift in doing these tools. There's no destination. Your purpose is the moment that you let go, that everything your mind is telling you is your truth. And in that moment, you can actually access who you are to be in that moment. And imagine I do that all the time with my husband. I mean,
Is he your constant project, your husband?
Listen, because we're together, by default, the people in your life evokes the most of all your stuff.
True. And the people closest
Closest
to
to
you,
you.
your spouse, etc.
Yeah, so when you live in your purpose, and a lot of us are looking for that, but I say it's a disconnect. It's when you believe that everything your mind is telling you is who you are, you're not in your purpose.
So do you tell him though, like, oh, you're not separating yourself when you fight?
Yeah, actually, I say to him, okay, is that coming from your mind or is that coming from yourself?
I knew it.
That's what happens, yes.
So this is really exciting. We want to tell our viewers that they get a
Yes.
treat from you.
Absolutely.
You're offering a free month of your online program.
I am.
That is so cool.
I want everybody to experience this. I want them to try it. I want them to know that they can have this in their life, and that's why I'm making it available.
I'm going to definitely give it a try.
Absolutely. I want both of you there. David, you too.
So
You too,
Western.
David.
I'm like, I can't even meditate in yoga. I'm one of those
That,
people.
you know what's
This is
great?
what you
You
need to
don't
do it.
have to meditate. In 5
Meditation
minutes,
free?
in 5 minutes, you unplug the mind with my audio.
Tell us give us a quick way
Yes.
of how we can do that, like right now. in
Yeah,
the
I mean, I
moment.
can't unplug right
Okay.
now because I'm working. But
Yeah,
you know.
right. Okay.
But how can we do that when we go home? How can we unplug for 5 minutes?
Okay, so
and detach?
So what you'll get in the program is you'll get like a 5-minute. I do those audios, and because I can shift you out of your mind, you get access to yourself in that moment. So everybody that starts, the first 30 days, you have like literally, I have designed it specifically. In the morning, you do a 5-minute, you clear your day. You know all those 20 things going on in your head? You let it go. And guess what happens when your day starts? The things that matter most to your life show up in your day. It happens that way.
I am going to log on today and
Okay.
www.indiralife.com/BoldTV.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You're
and for giving
welcome.
us this free month
Yes.
program.
Yes.
I'm really excited to try it.
Yes.
I'm going to use that in a fight
definitely need to
with
use
my
it.
spouse.
Okay, David, I'm looking forward to that. I want to see that. Okay,
You got to
great.
separate from yourself.
Your mind and yourself.
Yes.
Thanks again, Indira.
You're welcome, both of you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.